progreso y gracias a la misericordia. This is Sanse Luis. I'm doing a video today on la Comicion Negra. That is what we call them in Sanse, la Comicion Negra. In Maria Leonza, they are known as la Corte Negra. In 21 Division, they are known as la División Petro o División Negra. Right here you see various spirits. This one right here, this one is la Madama, and her real name is not la Madama. She has a name. A Madama is a group of spirits that in colonial times they were housemaids, and during the day they would take care of the children, and the children of the slave owners, the Spanish and the French. And at night, in the African quarters, there were high priestesses, voodoo mambos, yalochas, santeras. This is what we call una comisión Madama. Their names are not la Madama. The word Madama means madam or lady, and so we don't in Espiritismo circles or Sanse circles, we don't say la Madama tuya, your Madama. We say tú tienes una Madama, you have a Madama, but that is not her name. If you see, I prepared a shawl for her. A fringe, and she has her pañuelo on her head, and I give her tabaco. It's in this package right here. Una maraca para llamarla, un vaso con agua with water, and she always has her cards, her baraja. Next to her is a negrita, una muñequita, and if you see, she also has a baraja, traditional baraja española that she uses to divine. This is la negrita. We have a bell to call on that spirit, and also a cha-cha, maraca. This one's made out of coconut with palo, with wood. And we call them, or we can use as well as the bell. To call them. This conga right here, which is not a Madama, a lot of people call her la Madama, or la Siete Potencias Madama, but this spirit right here is more of a conga, bien picua. With her, all the Madamas, I usually put a rosary. This rosary right here is made out of coffee beans, if you can see, and she's she's a messenger of Beliabecan or San Miguel. So I put this little amulet to San Miguel, and she has a rosary of coffee bean. If you can see, that's coffee with a wooden cross. This conga goes by various different names, and then there's siete conguitas, or siete negritas, or siete madamas around her. The seven jefes, the seven muertos that walk with you, que represent las siete potencias, the siete jefes of Sanse. She also has a rosary. This one's made out of Job's tears, lágrima de San Pedro. I picked this up in Puerto Rico. She always has her jarrito, you know, that we put coffee in, water. She loves perfumes. So, you know, I always have her perfume. See if I can find the hole so I can, you know, spray them all down. She loves perfumes. So make sure that your negritas have perfumes. These two right here, over here you see another Madama. These two right here are Negro Francisco y Negra Francisca. Actually, I had, this is not the original pair. This is different Negrito, but I had to paint them down because the original Negro Francisco broke, and I could not find the same one, you know. So I got this one, and he's been with Francisca ever since. You can see the different shades. You know, one's much darker than the other one. These are Congoleses, spirits of Congos. Again, I give them candles, a lot of water. Oftentimes, you will see, and I will do a video in the future of Congo spirits, but you will see this pareja, this duality, you know, twin spirits, male, female, but they will be in front of El Caldero Espiritual, which I will do a future video on Congolese spirits. Give her a candle, her jarro con agua, perfume. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people, this Congolesa, again, goes by different names, I'm sorry. Mamaloa, Ialoa, Conga Babaloa is another name that this, you know, Congalesa is given. A lot of people confuse her as being a Madama, but she's more of a Conga. You know, comes from the Congo regions of Africa, or her roots too. While la Madama, her origins are more Yoruba. Okay? But again, Mamaloa, Yaloa, or La Negra Babaloa is what she's called. This one usually. Give them offerings usually in a plate similar to this, metal, and, you know, of offerings, rice and beans, chicken, whatever I may have at that time. She likes her tabaco, and you can tell she has her personal. Again, she likes her perfumes. I've noticed that some traditions, like I guess North American hoodoo, that have incorporated these spirits, place I don't know, the statue of La Madama inside of a cauldron, and with, you know, crazy items. Now, La Madama is never placed in a cauldron in Sanse, Espiritismo, in Santeria. What has happened is that usually they are made out of chalkware, and the Sansista, Espiritista, Santero, we open the bottom and we prepare her, you know, with items, herbs and roots and stuff that are sacred to this spirit. If the statue happens to be like a hard one that you can't, then often this is prepared. You know, un jarrito. I'm sorry, no un jarrito, but a jar is prepared with her secretos. You know, and again, these, the Congos, they often come with, well, it was what is called a caldero espiritual. And this is La Negra. Each one has a name, you know, which I will personally keep to myself. I don't give my names of my spirits to anyone, but, you know, traditionally this one's like, well, actually, this is Negro Francisco. Everyone, you know, knows him as Negro Francisco, Negra Francisca. But each Madama or each Negra or Morenita has their own names. Traditionally, like I said, this one's la negra Mama Conga, negra Petra, Mama Yaloa, la negra Babaloa. Again, each one of these has names. And this is just a small collection of mi Comicion Negra, or mi Corte Negra, or what is called in the Dominican 21 division as La División Negra. But in Sanse, we call them La Comicion Negra, or La Corte Negra. These spirits were born more in the New World, so most of them were slaves, and in life they become, spirits that we honor. A lot of people say, oh, I have a Madama and have never been part of the tradition. Not everyone has Madama spirits with them, or a Conga. This is not something that you wake up and say, well, I think it's cool. I mean, you can respect and honor them. You can respect and honor your neighbor. It doesn't mean that your neighbor's part of your family, But that doesn't mean that the spirit won't be your friend. Many times, these people, these spirits, they're not here for lujo. It's what we say in Puerto Rico, for show and tell. These spirits do mount, the mediums, and they do come in contact with us. We don't do love spells with them, just by throwing cards in front of them or whatever. In fact, what they do is they mount the mediums, and that's how they communicate with us. They mount mediums. I don't care how much you sit there and say, I'm offering this to la Madama, blah, blah, blah. If a Madama does not amount a Santero, Sansista, Espiritista, and sits there and talks to you, and there's a little problem, because you really need to communicate with these spirits, and the only way that you do so is by misa espiritual, sesión espiritual. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please ask. This is Sansista Luis, Luz y Progreso, y gracias a la misericordia. Goodbye.